One thing that I've seen being talked about a lot recently has been influencer fatigue. And I feel that it's a concern not only for the people consuming this content, but also for content creators themselves. People are really starting to get sick of being constantly sold things, and it doesn't seem to matter which platform you're on with social media, you're continuously inundated with ads and sponsored posts and people trying to sell you things. Now, there is a really fine line with this, and I know from both sides as someone who consumes content on social media, but also as a content creator myself, I know that there is that fine line that you kind of need to stick to and make sure that you're not tipping too far in either direction. As a content creator, you obviously need to support your business, you need to be able to pay your bills, and you need to be able to live off your earnings. And then obviously as someone consuming the content, you really don't want to have to be inundated with this kind of content continuously to the point where it's either making you feel bad, you're tired of it, and it makes you not want to follow these people anymore. So in this video, we're going to be talking about influencer fatigue and some of the things that are associated with it currently, and maybe some of the things you can implement as a content creator to try and avoid people who are consuming your content feeling this way about you. So for those of you who are new here, hi, my name is Kaylee and I'm a beauty and fashion photographer based near Sydney, Australia. But I'm also a content creator, and I started this channel a few years ago to talk about all things freelancing, content creation, business, and social media. So as I mentioned, we will be talking about influencer fatigue today and be going through hopefully some solutions to this problem and maybe what some content creators out there can be doing to try and avoid this kind of thing from happening. So in particular, I did see a social media marketing manager talking about this on TikTok the other day, and she really went into depth about how she feels that everyone is just tired of influencers selling their products, and the fact that a lot of brands are actually really down with the influencer marketing at the moment, and unfortunately conversions with it is not looking too good. So this is apparently something that has been happening across the board. Now, I don't personally think that the only reason that influencer marketing is down is because of the fact that there is influencer fatigue. I think that there's other things at play here, and I'm actually going to talk about them really briefly, but I do think it is playing a very large part of why people are not that interested in buying from influencers anymore. I think it's that repetitive nature of seeing the same kind of content thrown at you day after day, and you kind of just become numb to it after a while. I think that there's a lot of people out there who are tired of not seeing maybe a lot of value in certain types of content, and the fact that they're being sold something that they can't afford, maybe something that they don't even want or need. I think some types of the content actually play into this as well, so consistently seeing clickbait titles like we often see here on YouTube, and seeing a very one-size-fits-all approach to certain types of content can be tiring, along with that influencer fatigue when it comes to sponsored posts and being sold a lot too. I think that some of these things can really generate a great deal of skepticism when it comes to a lot of the people who are consuming this content, and unfortunately it's just really not traveling through to conversions, and it's not really traveling through to engagement either. Now, when I was watching this TikTok by this social media marketing manager, I did notice in the comments that a really big discussion was going on from content creators and influencers themselves, talking about the briefs that they're handed for a lot of these sponsored posts. And I have to agree with this. I think that I've done a lot of sponsored posts in the past that have been very stifling creatively, and you don't have a lot of room to move. Obviously, the brand is paying you for that reach and they're paying you to get their brand out there, but I do think that there's really at times so little room for movement that it does come off as salesy, and I do feel as a content creator, I have been having to pitch to my audience continuously these products that I'm supposedly getting sponsored for. And I do think that sometimes there needs to be a lot more creativity involved in this. I think there needs to be a lot more leeway with the creators themselves and the brands allowing creators to kind of take their own path with it and to really give them a little bit more freedom. I do really think that too often it comes across very salesy, and it's frustrating to probably watch as an audience member, but it's also frustrating to do as a creator. So it's kind of like a lose-lose in that situation. And supposedly the brand is supposed to be winning in this situation, but unfortunately, as we've been talking about, the conversion rates have not been very high. And I do think that this is partially due to the nature of how these sponsored posts are going. But having said all of that, I do think that there's still a lot of responsibility with the influencers and content creators themselves. There is a really difficult balance, and as a content creator myself, I know that it is difficult sometimes to find that line, as I was mentioning before, of feeling like you're absolutely recommending products that you really believe in, and in a way that doesn't come across too much like a sales pitch, in a way that is just kind of natural and is something that I would recommend to you anyway. I think that that is really difficult sometimes to do, and there is a balance that needs to be struck. but there's a difference, I think, between doing just your sponsored posts and doing this kind of work and then just becoming a walking billboard. That has always been my worst fear with being a content creator, is that every post that I'm doing is sponsored. Every post that I'm producing has to have some sort of brand behind it. I think that that is where this influencer fatigue is really sitting at the moment, because there's a lot of influencers out there that do that. So there are a lot of predictions with what's going to happen with this influencer fatigue, and one of the main ones that I've seen is that there will be a shift with content creation, and more so in the sense that a lot of content creators will kind of stop being so commercialized, and there won't be as many sponsored posts, and a lot of people are really going to be stripping things back to just have a more genuine and down-to-earth vibe. I think that that is what is missing from a lot of short form platforms in particular. It definitely happens on YouTube as well, but I think there is going to be a little bit more of a strip back effect with content creation in future, and maybe instead of seeing really expensive filming surroundings, you might be seeing just a really simple blank wall or things like that, which will be a lot more relatable to people and will hopefully create better engagement and a better relationship with a community of people, rather than just consistently having high-end setups, having high-end products in your videos that you'll be selling to people. I do think that that prediction of things getting a little bit more stripped back may come to fruition. Another general recommendation that has been made with this influencer fatigue to content creators is to stop making so many brand deals. Now, I think that this is really easy for certain people to say, because I think as a content creator, especially a smaller content creator who's just getting started, you tend to jump at the chance for brand deals, especially because you may not be making as much money in other ways just yet. Once you've got several streams of income, it definitely becomes a lot easier to say no to a lot of brand deals. But for a lot of content creators, it does make up a very good portion of their income. And unfortunately, being in a cost of living crisis, that doesn't make things much easier for us. But in saying this, I can totally understand where this recommendation is coming from. And I do think that there's a line that really shouldn't be crossed when it comes to taking on brand deals, especially when it's brand deals that don't really resonate with you or your brand at all. And unfortunately, I've had lots of these brands come to me in droves over the years, and I've had to just say no. It's either because they don't relate to my brand or myself at all. Maybe I would never use the product. I've seen a lot of influencers promoting products that they probably would never otherwise use, but a lot of the time it's just for that bit of cash. I can pretty much honestly say there's not really been too many brand deals that I've just taken on a whim without really thinking it through first and actually looking at what the brand offers, what the product is, will I be using it, and would I recommend it to others. I think that that's always a really good process to go through, and usually you can kind of feel if something's just a bit disingenuous if you were to promote it. So I'd say stick to your gut feeling in that instance, and if something doesn't quite feel right in terms of a brand sponsorship, then maybe it's best not to do it. I think it's really important to make sure that your values and your interests align with a brand that you're doing a sponsorship for, so making sure that you're just not taking on every single brand deal is an important thing, and it is something that I think creators need to take on board maybe a little bit more as this influencer fatigue continues to kind of take hold. I think it's also really important to reassess who we're looking at as influencers. So there's a whole large community of micro influencers out there who are just waiting for those perfect opportunities with brand deals. Many people out there are tired of big influencers and celebrity culture. So for brands to be starting to tap into micro influencing a lot more is going to be really good for them. It's going to be good because you're going to see a little bit more of a genuine output with these creators, with these smaller creators. And I think honestly, micro influencing is still very underrated in terms of content creation these days and sponsored posts. I think there's a lot of great creators out there who have really engaged communities, even if they are smaller communities, but they're engaged and they care about the creator who's putting out the content. So I think that that's a really number one thing for brands to start looking at, and to stop always looking at these huge influencers that may have very little engagement as well on their posts. I think getting that genuine aspect back into content creation is a really important factor. And I think as creators too, we really need to understand our audiences more and to be able to engage with them on a more one-to-one kind of front. I think that bringing that genuine element, like I was saying, back into community and really understanding your audience is so important. We might need to look at stopping posting those repetitive cliche kind of posts that don't seem to resonate with a lot of people anymore, and to really just kind of be yourself. But being yourself and making sure that you're not really becoming that walking billboard that I was talking about a little bit earlier is probably going to be the most important thing. So I'd really be interested to hear your thoughts and opinions on this video and this topic. So let me know down in the comments section below what you think about influencer fatigue. I know that I have personally had a lot of influencer fatigue over the years, and I can see absolutely from both sides how it's affecting this community and this career path that we've all chosen chosen as content creators. So I do think that it's something to really keep in mind moving forward. But I would love to hear your thoughts, so make sure to put them down in the comment section below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, make sure you do, because I'll be posting a lot more videos in future. But thank you so much as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.